Welcome to the Terre Haute Children's Museum. We're so glad that you're going to be visiting us soon. This slideshow or video will help you understand how to have fun while you're here at the museum and to stay safe. Please enjoy it and look for all these fun opportunities when you come to visit. When you first walk in, you're going to come in here at our field trip entrance. This is where the star is, and you will then be able to go visit the whole rest of the museum. We're going to take you now to our first exhibit, and that is called Fiddling with Physics. It's here at the front of the museum, opposite of where you've come in. In Fiddling with Physics, you can play with air power and electricity. Like these children, you can build a car out of wood and a bottle, pump it up with air, as these children are doing, and then shoot it down the track and see how fast you can go. The second exhibit on this floor is Fit Gym. It's our newest exhibit. It just opened, and this is what it looks like. It will get you moving. There's no way to stop while you're here. Lots and lots of things to do to get your body healthy. One of the special things I want to point out is this climbing wall is a sideways climbing wall, not an up and down wall. So you'll need to keep your feet below this red line when you're climbing on the wall. And you climb sideways from one side to the other, not up and down. The next exhibit is called Dino Dig. Any idea what that would be? That's right, you get to be a paleontologist and pretend to dig for dinosaur bones. And there's other supplemental activities that you can do as well. Do you think you're going to find a T-Rex while you're digging? Well, maybe not there, but we do have a T-Rex, we call him Art, at the very front of the museum, right near the entrance. So be sure and go see him. He's not real, but he is a 3/4 model of a real T-Rex that was found here in the United States. The first thing you saw when you came in was this. What is it? It's the tree house. And the tree house is the only exhibit in the museum that goes from the first floor to the second floor. So adults will need to pay special close attention when you get inside the treehouse to find out where you're going to come out, because you can come out on both the top, on the first floor and on the second floor. So what do you do while you're at the treehouse? Well, when you're there, you enter down here on the first floor, right? And then you climb your way up through the treehouse. And then how do you get out? That's right, you can go down the slide, and the slide starts right over here on the side of the fourth level of the treehouse. But there's another way you can get out too, isn't there? Yes, you can climb up to the second floor into the treehouse house part of the treehouse, right? And this ladder is a one-way road. Just imagine what would happen if you were coming down it and somebody else was coming up. Oh no, you'd put your foot in their face. So that's not a good idea. So please, everybody only go up the ladder. If you need to come down from the second floor treehouse, use the big steps in the middle of the museum. So what do you do once you get inside the treehouse? You get to shoot pollen balls at the flowers across the way. Pretty cool stuff. Then on our second floor, now that you're up there because you've gone to the treehouse, you can, you can take the big steps in the middle of the museum. You will also be able then to see what else is on this floor, and we have lots of good things up here. First of all, it's our ropes course. It's brand new, and it has 2 different levels. Now, you won't be using it probably during your school visit, but come back with your family on the weekends or on a school holiday, and you can buy a ticket for the ropes course. This area down here, the lower level, is 10 feet off the ground, and the upper level is 20 feet off the ground. Are you brave enough to climb it? Waterworks is our area where you get to play with water in so many different ways. Here you can build a dam and run the water through it and see how you can control the water. Another way you can control the water is over here with these pipes. You arrange it and make the water go where you want. In this section, you can program some fountains to go squirting up into the air as much as you want, and then play it back so that it does what you want. Anybody know what this does? It's amazing. It makes water go uphill. It's called an Archimedes screw. So try it yourself and see if you can get the water to go up and not down. We have a bubble ring. It's a giant bubble ring so that you can make a bubble as big as an adult. Isn't that pretty amazing? Now there's some tricks to it. You need to know about this area right here. That is the black section. That is the safe part to walk on. Everything else is really, really slippery, but that black area is nice and safe for you to walk on. So you can walk on it and go in and out right through here where this lady is standing. But don't be like this lady. Stand off to the side so that your friends and yourself can get in and out of the bubble ring without having to step on anything slippery. The next exhibit is called Follow Your Food, and that has 3 parts to it. It's got a grocery store, a kitchen, and the farm where all the food starts. What kind of food are we going to follow? Well, one of the things you can follow is milk. So what is this child doing up here? That's right, they're milking a cow, and you too can milk the cow. And in fact, she doesn't squirt milk, but she does squirt water. So you can try your hand at milking a cow. Then, after you've got the milk from the cow, you can find that milk here in the grocery store, right? And then bring it into the kitchen to serve it with your dinner. There's something special I need you to know about the second floor. I need to remind you about this. So there's an area here where there's a cow, right? And what did the cow squirt? That's right, it's water. And then we have our water play area, right? And we have the bubble ring, which is even more water. So that's really kind of important because our building, the Children's Museum, is made 100% out of concrete. And when you put water on concrete, what happens? It gets slippery. It sure does. And we don't want this to be you. So please, when you're in the museum, and especially on the second floor, let's use our walking feet so that there is no chance that you're going to slip and fall like this crazy guy. One other thing you need to know about the second floor is over in the corner, there is an area called the toddler zone, and this is what it looks like. And it is for children ages 0 to 4. More than likely, most everyone in your group will not be 4 years old or younger. So can we make a deal? Can we leave this area for the toddlers and the little babies, and all of you bigger kids can play in the whole rest of the museum? Does that sound like a deal? Good. I think it's a good idea too. Then you climb upstairs to the 3rd floor. This is the very top. Here we go. Let's see what's there. We have our critter corner where you can actually see real live animals. What kind of animals do we have? Well, they're not exactly the cuddly kind. We have, a tarantula. We have ball python snakes. And do you know what these things are? They are Madagascar hissing cockroaches. And if you look really carefully at them, you can figure out which ones are the boys and which ones are the girls. The boys have little bumps on their heads that are called horns, And the girls, they don't have any of them. So when you look at those Madagascar hissing cockroaches, look really carefully and see if you can see how many boys are in there versus how many girls. Then we have our Run with the Animals exhibit. Some of you might have remembered that from previous visits. Here you get to race a penguin or an elephant or a giraffe, or yes, even a cheetah, and see whether you can beat them as you run down this runway as fast as you can. Of course, there's not any real animals here, but they are on a computer, and that's how you're going to tell how fast you've run. If you beat the lights down the runway, then you beat the animal. Another area that has animals in it is our Ready Vet Go exhibit, and here you can pretend to be a veterinarian. No, we don't have real dogs here, but your imagination can make it so that you think you have real dogs. You can be like this girl and take care of the dogs and cats that are visiting the vet clinic and make sure that they are healthy. Back in the corner, we have our television studio, and here you can be on TV. See up here at the top? That's because these children are sitting down here at our news desk or standing over here in front of the weather studio, and you can tell us the weather and the news. Do you think it's going to be a tornado today? Or maybe a snowstorm? The last exhibit on the third floor is called Build It. And here you can build with all kinds of things. And actually, there's little bits of this exhibit all over the third floor. You can build with magnetiles, you can build with gears or with pipes, you can make an arch, all kinds of fun ways to build. Now, parents and adults, we're so glad to have you as their partners in learning with the children today. You will help guide them and play with them, and that will make their visit here so much richer and a better experience. So we have lots of little pieces in our exhibits, and it's always helpful if you put the things back where you found them when you after you're finished playing with them before you move on to another area. That way the exhibit is ready for the next children to come and play and have a fun time. And the other thing is to be sure to play with the children. You can help extend their play. You don't want to direct it, but you can give little hints and ideas. And you know what, kids? Sometimes it's fun to play with big people, isn't it? And one last reminder, always use those walking feet when you're here in the museum. Remember, the whole building is made out of concrete. So if you fall, it is not going to feel good, and we don't want anybody to get hurt. So walking feet are really important. One last thing, there are some things on the first floor that you might like to know about. We have a snack bar that is often open during our large school group visits. If you have questions about that, ask any of the staff people during the day while you're here if there is going to be a snack bar open that day. We also have our science store, and if you're going to shop there, please shop early so that you don't hold up your bus because there's such a long line waiting to buy something in the store. And then bathrooms are over here on the first floor and on the third floor. On the second floor, there's a family bathroom in the same location. So we all here at the Children's Museum hope that you will have a very fun time exploring science while you're here for your visit. We look forward to seeing you soon.